Hello. Oh my gosh, there he is. Okay, it started out black again. I don't understand why it does that. I think it refreshes every single time we start to go live. But let me welcome you guys to the Nintendo Rewind. We are Cody Christian and Josh Taylor, my co-host, and we're going to be running down the biggest Nintendo news, announcements, and reviews this past week for Nintendo. But before we dive in, Josh, tell me, how's it going, man?
Not bad over here. Normal, very busy week. Nothing too much new with me, but we do have like 50 different little bullet points to talk about.
Oh my gosh, it's an insane week of Nintendo news, and it gets me hyped because there's like a lot of really good stuff that's out there that I'm super stoked about. Like, there's so much very cool stuff that Nintendo talked about, and we're gonna be running that down during the episode. But did you do anything cool this week, or was it all just work?
Actually, yeah. We went to Winter Jam Friday, so that was pretty cool.
Yeah,
it was my daughter's first concert and everything, so that went pretty sweet. So stayed up super late that night, and it's closed the next night, and I guess I just don't need sleep. I'm fine.
No, never. You don't.
That
never
cool.
need sleep.
That was cool. Trying to squeeze in games when I can. Mostly, of course, I'll try to get in big games, which doesn't always work out well for me because I'll get like 30 minutes and I'm like, oh, time to go to bed or whatever. But I've been trying to play Hogwarts Legacy some more on Switch, which I think it's been fun.
Absolutely.
It's just kind of hard in those little increments. You don't really get very far.
No, I understand that. That's one of the big reasons. Like, I stay away from open world games on the Switch for as far as that goes. Like, I cannot do open world games most of the time anyway because I get paralyzed by so many choices. But like, at the same time, Hogwarts Legacy has my interest peaked. Like, I'm not a big like Harry Potter dude. I watched the first movie and was like, this isn't a very good movie, but I watched it recently. Like, it was the first time ever. But like, as far as like using the magic and traveling around in that world and being able to fly around on a broomstick, it seems like super cool. Like, I am interested in that. Maybe at some point, who knows? The only open world game I've had time for this past week is Pal World, and that's something that is completely different as far as that goes from Hogwarts Legacy. It is not Hogwarts Legacy by any means. But I'm glad to hear you took the kiddo to the concert. You guys had a good time. I was wondering because like I shot you a message like pretty late that night, I think, and when I shot you that message, I got a response, and I was like, whoa. What is he doing awake? So
yeah,
dude, that's awesome. I'll tell you a little bit about my week. We last week we did the episode on Sunday, right? So like, because I was going to be out of town, we traveled out of town on Tuesday, drove a couple hours away to go to a indoor water park hotel resort kind of situation. It's called Great Wolf Lodge. It's my oldest son Trip's favorite place in the entire universe, and he had such a good time. Like, it was probably one of the best birthday gifts I think we've given Trip like ever, and of course Lando got to go too. Like, he had a really good time as well. But as far as that goes, like, we spent 3 days there, went and saw some family while we were there, ate out at Cheesecake Factory because we don't have one of those nearby. And always spend way too much money at that place. Like, it's just ridiculous how expensive that food is. Especially for like the quality that you're getting on it, you know, like, and I'm not downplaying, like, Cheesecake Factory is good, but is it like $120 for a meal for four good? Like, right. I have a hard time saying yes to that, but, we ended up going and doing that. Ended up traveling back on Friday. Once I got back in on Friday, I realized I had not uploaded last week's episode, and I still didn't get last week's episode up until Sunday. So it was stressing me out over the weekend, but did some other stuff. Had my sister come in. She came and visited with us, and then we did a birthday party for Trip on Sunday with the actual family, like outside of us taking him far away and then coming and then doing a party there, because we thought it'd just be nice to be able to let him do something with everybody, instead of just me and mom, you know. So but we had a really good time, and then overall just been playing Pal World. Like, that is effectively it for me right now, is I'm playing Pal World and any of the stream games that I'm doing. But It's been good. In the live chat, Shinybird said, when did Nintendo talk about anything? Did I miss a direct? No, you did not. No, you did not. But I will tell you, there was a lot of news that was just like shadow dropped on Twitter and in various other places around the internet. So you didn't miss a direct, but there's so much news to talk about, which kind of brings me to the fact that our actual show is not going to have a main topic. The news is the main topic. So
Yeah.
I hope you're hyped for it. That being said, without any further ado and without any more yammering about how last week was, let's dive into my Nintendo digital and physical rewards news. Take it away, Joshua.
All right, so we're going to start with the kind of a smaller one here, but we have the February calendar up, which is the Mario versus Donkey Kong one you were seeing on the screen. It's 50 platinum points. Unlike how we said some of them are free, this one is not.
Gosh, Nintendo continuing to prove us wrong, by the way.
Yeah, maybe we were wrong on that one. No new sweepstakes. I think the Peach New York one is still going on, if I remember correctly. You can sign up for that one. Now for the physical rewards, there's not technically any new ones, but I know we both have one of these already, and it's a pretty good one. There is the Splatoon 3 graffiti sticker set, which I don't know why I don't have these. Usually I go for those, or I add them to another order. But all right, they're back. I don't remember them the first time, but there they are for 400 points. And now the other one we got here is the Splatoon 3 Splatsville shopping bag, and that's actually a pretty decent bag. Like, I haven't used it for much because like it's just so cool. I'm like, I don't want to tear it up. I don't want to take it to work and everything. So it's just kind of waiting for me to finally get use for it. But it does seem like a pretty decent bag. I think were you the one telling me about how?
Dude,
how you got,
I
like,
have sang that bag's praises like nobody's business since we've gotten that. Like, I love this bag so much. I've bought two. I've bought it.
Yeah,
I have purchased. Let me put it the right way. I've purchased two of them.
They're like $8 for shipping, so you basically purchase it.
They're awesome. Like, it is so cool, and it's big. Like, it's not like a small one like you would get at Aldi, like small size, like reusable shopping bag. It's like a giant bag. We used it. Shiny Bird in the chat used it for laundry. We also used it for laundry while we were gone to Great Wolf Lodge. I threw every bit of the dirty laundry from the 3 days into it. And mind you, I have a 4-year-old and a 7-year-old that went with us, so we had a lot of dirty laundry, and it held all of it. This is like a bag of holding, man.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's 800 points. So it's a little bit more than some other things, but I think it's pretty much worth it, especially with how you can get so many points built up over time.
Mm-hmm.
So check that out. Like I said, it's been there before, so it'll probably disappear again after a little time. Now for the digital rewards, we have the Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom Wave 2 icons available until February the 1st. You can see them up on the screen right now. I kind of like the Deku Tree one, to be honest. I don't know what it is about that one, but I'm a fan of that one this time.
Deku Tree is cool, but you're not gonna go with the Yahaha guy, like hey chicken.
He's cool too. Yeah, Hetsu, he's cool too. You know, like when Lily was little with Breath of the Wild, she used to like love that character, so she still kind of does a lot of these packs. So he's special, he's cool, and he's pretty cool in Hyrule Warriors.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Now, other than that, there are no game trials, so nothing to try out there. Events, there is nothing in Splatoon, nothing new, event-wise anyway. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, there is a catch and, I'm going to probably say this right, Empoleon.
You did! Look at you go! I just need a you did, look at you go emote at this point to pat Josh on the back for pronunciation.
And that is February the 1st through the 4th and February the 8th through the 11th. Let's see. Now, there is also a fairly big sale going on for January. It is the Jumpstart January sale. We marked a few of the featured titles here, like Animal Crossing New Horizons is $41.99. Box Boy plus Box Girl, which that's a pretty good collection if you haven't tried it, is $6.99. Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, which is one of the greatest platformers ever, is $39.99. Which I'm pretty sure it came out at that price on the Wii U originally anyway, so maybe it should have been there to begin with. That's okay.
But you didn't get the Funky Kong mode if you got it at $39.99. You know, like Funky Kong justified $20. Oh my gosh.
Right. Yeah, you kind of did. And then there's Splatoon 3 is down to $41.99, and Disney Illusion Island is $27.99. That's a good game as well. With 3 of us started it, but it's kind of hard for all of us to sit down and focus on it, so we haven't gotten very well through it yet.
It's been like the one game. More. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but like that's been the one game from that list that has like stuck in my head that I'm like, man, I really want to buy that, but I can't right now because there's so much other stuff this upcoming month that I plan to pick up. But like Disney Illusion Island looks really, really good, and I would so love that one.
I wish we would put a little more time into it. It's kind of hard to get the time to get everybody to sit down and get into it and work together and all that. It is a good game. Just I would be sure to have at least one other person to play it with.
Right.
And there are more up to about 80% off. Yeah, there's actually a decent handful in there. Including one I noticed was the Metal Gear Solid collection that went up.
Yeah, it's kind of newer, isn't it?
Individually, so, and that's fairly newer. I mean, they're old games, but so that might be a time if you've been kind of waiting on those. Mario and Rabbids Sparks of Hope, which is obviously very important to me. I can't remember the price, but it's on sale. So
that one you can get the Rayman edition for $34.99. Like you get. I think that's the big boy edition,
and the Rayman DLC.
No, wait, it's not. The big boy edition is $39.59, and that's the gold one, which I think is the version that I have. I need to go back and actually revisit those DLCs, but like there's a lot of good stuff on here and a lot of newer stuff, like Persona 5 Tactica, Sonic Superstar is on sale too. Like I didn't highlight all of those when I was making this list, but like there's a lot of stuff on here. Baldur's Gate 1 and 2. Available on the Switch Enhanced Editions for $14.99, and we all know Baldur's Gate.
Looking at it, the screen's small on my side. Sorry,
no,
just noticed I'm like this.
We all know Baldur's Gate 3 got like a ton of celebration. So if you haven't played the first 2, those are available on the Switch, even though the third one is not. But like you can go check those out. But there's a lot of stuff on here, up to 80% off. Ridiculous.
Shredder's Revenge is on there. That's a great one.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
The more you know. That being said, here's the thing. We've got a ton of other actual news to talk about today, too. Like, normally we have a main topic planned, but there's been so much stuff that released that was data mined or what have you, like, that has come out and been put into the light that I don't know that there's any way to be like, hey, we have time for a main topic, because we literally don't. Like, I don't know how many bullet points there are here, but I think there's like 10 to 12 bullet points that we have from Nintendo news. So we're just going to dive into it. And with that being said, the first thing on the docket here that was released as far as news goes is some Switch menu mockups that were recently discovered on a prototype Switch NAND. So they seem to come from early in development as the switchboard menu style, which is like the current menu style that everybody has on their Nintendo Switches, was already set in stone by 2016. So it's assumed that these pictures come from a point before, and this news comes from Paul Felix Kelly over on Twitter. These images, like, honestly, this is more along the way that I would have preferred the Nintendo Switch OS to look. Like, it has a lot more personality. Like, right now, we've got this bland gray or white slab that you can use, and if you're not using dark mode and you're wanting to burn your eyeballs out, like, more power to you. But like, this is a pretty OS. You have your friends list that's listed down there right below the tiles for your games and different things like that. The thing that I do find interesting here is also on the main screen is the charge levels of not only the Switch system itself, but also the charge levels of the Joy-Cons on the bottom right. And then you've got your Wi-Fi connection, your time, and all the other standard stuff that we do see today. That friends list being expanded like that's kind of cool. Instead of just having an icon with a number of how many friends you have online's neat.
But I'm assuming that was the user list.
That may be the user list. That could be the user list. I would hope that's not the user list. It's hard to say, though, because this is all like...
That's a lot of users, but still.
Yeah, that's like way back in the day, though. But I would have loved to have had like a dynamic menu that shows more of a game thumbnail or like something cool that adds just that special color. Yeah. Like, give me that
they have
special
Mario
color.
Kart selected, and they've got that big box arty looking thing going on up there.
And I mean, PlayStation does it already. Xbox just got updated for some crazy dynamic themes. And in all honesty, the current Switch OS that we have is probably the most sterile thing I've seen outside of the original Wii OS. And that's where you want to spend your time in an ecosystem. No,
even the Wii had the little thing where you clicked on the disc and it had the little it would play like a really obnoxiously loud sound sometimes depending on the game you were playing.
Absolutely.
I kind of miss that.
Me too, man. I don't know, but it is kind of cool. You can kind of see some of these thumbnails they had here. This is like the old Splatoon 1 thumbnail. This looks like Animal Crossing, not New Horizons. That's the latest one. What is the one? Is it Wild World? No, it's not Wild World.
Thing, isn't it? Or the Amiibo?
New Leaf. New Leaf, welcome Amiibo. That's what this icon is.
Oh, that's what it is. Yeah. Okay. That's exactly what it is.
And then, of course, Mario Kart 8, which that was kind of cool. And I do like the thumbnail for the news section. It would probably make me more likely to click on the Nintendo news area if there was a thumbnail for the latest news that was on the main home screen, but I don't know. It's just one of those things where I would have really liked to have seen just a little bit more out of the Switch, and it's disappointing to see that they switched from this to what we did get. They also have some other items on here. This looks to be either like a games list menu or an icons menu, but I think it might be closer to a games list menu based on what that home screen looked like with Mario Kart 8, the shop, Animal Crossing New Leaf, Mario Maker there, Majora's Mask, which RIP Majora's Mask on the Nintendo Switch. That's not happened. I don't even know why they teased this with that.
Triforce Heroes is on there twice.
Yep, it's kind of funny, but that's what I think that might be, is icons for games and different software on the system. And then they have your friends list. One thing Josh pointed out to me during the pre-show was the DK Mario Maker costume, which is cool as an icon. I would have loved to see more of those Mario Maker costumes actually.
We didn't even get the costumes back. Yeah.
No, they ruined it. They ruined it. And then finally, a blurred out what looks to be a system settings screen, but I can't really tell. It's all blurred, so I don't know. It is probably just some 3DS icons, as Shinybird points out in the live chat here. Yeah. I would agree. And then there was one other thing that Paul Felix Kelly released, which was some design concepts for the Nintendo NX, which would later be called the Switch, of course. You can see some changes in the buttons, the button style. Of note, the capture button, the share button that we have currently is an actual camera on the original demo version. The Joy-Con thumb cap things look significantly different, and the button layout is virtually unchanged. But they did have this super glossy, kind of reminds me of the Wii Pro controller version of the Nintendo Switch Pro controller. And I don't know, I'm glad that they didn't go with that, because one of the things I hate the most about that gloss is it shows fingerprints like nobody's business.
Fingerprints all over it. Yep.
Oh, it was so bad. But the Switch itself, pretty unchanged. The dock, though, and I don't know if you guys can tell from this stream, but the dock looks to be extremely textured on the front half where you would mostly have it turned toward you. So it has this leathery texture on the tweet here. It's interesting. It's different, but it's not groundbreaking. But I did want to share that before we moved on to the next topic. So, you have any thoughts on that, Josh?
Not necessarily, other than this Pro controller. I'm definitely glad they went with what they did on that. I don't miss the glossiness of that Wii U, and I like the Wii U, and a lot of people prefer it, but actually the Switch Pro controller is probably one of my favorite controllers of all time. I feel like that gets kind of shoved aside sometimes, but yeah, I love that controller.
In my
opinion,
it turned out to be. It's one of the most ergonomic and comfortable controllers to ever be used. I like that controller. The only I will say, the one thing I hate about the current Switch Pro controller and what we have now is the D-pad sucks on it. And
I say I've been all right with the D-pad on it.
I
guess
you done
because
Mario
I fought
Maker
with an Xbox one.
You're a big Mario Maker dude. Have you done Mario Maker with the D-pad on that?
Yeah.
Dude,
I
you're a
have.
broken human. What in the world? It's so
I've done a
bad.
lot with that D-pad.
Dude, that's mushy. It's mushy. It doesn't the responsiveness is a little is still Nintendo level in terms of responsiveness, but the problem is the way that it's built. It's too easy to press down while you're pressing right, or press up while you're pressing right. Same goes for left. Press down or up while you're pressing left. And that was one of the I thought. So I got my Pro Controller when I got Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, me too.
And I thought my Pro Controller was broken every time I tried to swap items or change my equipment or weapons. When I would press on the D-pad on that, it seemed to have like this snapback effect to it, and it would frustrate me. So that's why I went out of my way to go get like an 8-bit dough SN30 Pro Plus for like a better D-pad and to play Mario with, because it harkened more back to the SNES era of D-pad. But I was like, I can't do this. It's so bad. It's so bad. And maybe it is just mine. Who knows? Maybe it is just mine. But I'm saying it's a bad D-pad.
You ever tried an Xbox D-pad? Those are terrible.
Dude, I've never played a platformer on Xbox. Ever.
Like, I tried a Cuphead on there before it came to Switch. I was like, wow, this game looks really cool. It's stupid hard, but I can't get through it. But then on the Switch, I was able to beat it a lot easier just because of the D-pad.
See, I did that. I think I did that with the joystick when I played Cuphead. I think I played that with a joystick originally.
Ooh,
so,
okay.
but I liked playing it with the joystick for the multi-directional shot whenever I was aiming and everything too. Yeah. So like I just kind of got used to that. I don't know, man. Like I just maybe I'm holding them to the SNES era level of eliteness, and that's not fair to them. But that's kind of where I'm at with it. That does roll us into the next thing, which does have to do with some controller talk. And Nintendo teased with the release of Princess Peach Showtime on March 22nd a set of pastel pink Nintendo Switch Joy-Con controllers being available at select retailers and MyNintendo store for a limited time. And my goodness, aren't those pretty? Like, they are
they're nice.
Super pretty.
Very soft.
They are. Like, the moment I saw those, I sent those straight to my wife because she's like a big Barbie fan. They give me super hardcore Barbie vibes. I actually, when I asked her if she had seen them yet, I accidentally called them Barbie Joy-Con. I was like, did you see the Barbie Joy-Con? And she goes, Barbie Joy-Cons? I went, oh, wait, no, I'm sorry, Princess Peach Joy-Cons. But they're beautiful. And I kind of, like, part of me really wants to get them because they don't have, like, Princess Peach or many, like, Mario-themed Joy-Cons, save for the 3 different sets of Mario only Joy-Cons that we have.
It has like a big M on them or something.
Yeah. Like they don't have anything that's like super crazy. Like we don't have Yoshi Joy-Cons like they did in the Wii days. We don't have Mario, Luigi, Yoshi, Toad, all that jazz. We have red and some blue ones, and you can't even get them in a complete set as far as I can remember. I don't know.
Seriously, the Kingdom ones are cool. That came with the OLED. Now,
they are. Nice. They are. They're very different. Like if at some point we need to do like a ranking of Joy-Cons, like all the Joy-Con sets that have ever came out, how would we rank them? You know, but I like these. And part of me really wants to get them, but I don't know if I'm going to spend that kind of money on it this upcoming month.
That's what I was thinking is with the Switch. I'm saying the Switch 2, whatever the next system might be. With that possibly around the corner, it's like, do I really want to drop $80 on Joy-Cons right now? And probably not. I know my wife and daughter would love them, especially, but $80 for something we kind of already have. It's just a different color.
Right.
It's kind of hard to. Yeah. So it's a weird timing. I guess it's to go with the Peach game, but still.
It does kill me inside just a little bit because when I was working at GameStop, I went out of my way to collect every Joy-Con that I could. Like I got almost all of those.
They're expensive.
And the ones I'm missing are like some of the like bundled sets, of course, like the Nintendo Labo set. Like I'll never get that set. I skipped the Fortnite set because I just didn't care enough about Fortnite. Although the Peely one, the like banana yellow like one that they have is so cool looking. And I really do want these Joy-Cons. I'm with you with the looming of Super Nintendo Switch Advance coming. I can't spend
New
$80.
Super Nintendo.
Yes,
Switch
new
Advance.
you deluxe.
DX.
So I don't know. I'm with you. But that does bring us into Princess Peach Showtime. There is a new transformation trailer that got released from Nintendo the same time when they were detailing the Joy-Cons. And this trailer looks super, super cool because it reveals not only Ninja Peach, but also Cowgirl Peach and the abilities that they're going to have in this game. I'm excited for this game. Like, actually genuinely excited for this game. And I don't know how you feel about it. Have you paid any attention to it? Is it on your radar at all beyond it just being, another Mario game or what?
Yeah, I can't. I think I can't quite tell exactly what it is still. It looks like a 2D platformer of sorts, I guess. But then I say that, and she's in 3D right there. But I feel like every time it's starting to show something, it does the little curtain thing and moves on to something else. Like I kind of want to see exactly what the deal is here. It looks fun. I know with my daughter especially, I'm going to enjoy it a little bit extra. So I'm really excited about that side of it. But yeah, I'm definitely looking into it. Yeah.
Like, this game gives me, like, in some ways, like 2.5D beat 'em up kind of energy as far as that goes. Like, I can't quite figure out exactly what it's going to be. I think it's gonna have elements and aspects from like all of her transformations that are going to be just like slightly different, which is cool.
Variety.
Because like I'm excited for the detective section. Like, I'm wondering how in depth the detective section is going to be. Ninja Peach could be like a stealth mission kind of section, which would be really, really cool. Like, that is very platformy right there though. And I'm kind of with you, as I think it's going to be like a good mix of platform. But just like, part of me really, really worries because every time we've gotten something starring Princess Peach, which has only been like a couple of times, it's not really been a full fleshed out experience. Or if it has, it's been done in poor taste, like Super Princess Peach, where her entire power set is based on a menstrual cycle.
Her emotions.
Yeah, like it's. I don't think that's extremely derivative of the power of being a woman, But like, I'm hoping this is not a made for kids or made for girls title. I want it to be something that like anybody can really enjoy of any age.
Yeah,
and that's my fingers crossed hope. So. I don't know. Also on the docket, we've got information on when the 3DS and Wii U Online shut down. Nintendo Life recently posted an updated on I think it was Friday. Nintendo confirmed online play for 3DS and Wii U to cease on April 8th, 2024. And they have updated their guide on information regarding the shutdown of online services for these consoles. We've got to do an in memoriam. Like, at this point, we'll definitely have to do an in memoriam of the Nintendo Wii U and 3DS. Because with the online play getting shut down, that kills off Splatoon 1. That kills off completely Mario Maker, even though like the ability to upload to it was gone. You could still play games that were online on there, the levels that were uploaded online. There's so many
60 stages on that first game that aren't, saved anywhere except for my Wii U. I'd love to be able to get back into those or have somebody experience them.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty much just like writing your name in the sand on watching the tide come in and just wash it away at this point. So like, I don't know, like I am seriously disappointed to see the online shut down for those. I understand why. You cannot keep an online server running all the time for XYZ thing. And at some point, someone's going to come out with something because we can play, I mean, you can even play Melee online as far as that goes. They've modded that game. But like
officially, but yeah.
Right, but like there will be options out there, but the official like sanctioning of these things are not. It's not going to be near the same, and it's sad to see it go. I understand why, but I don't know. I'm a little bit sad about it. Splatoon 1 is probably the thing that sticks out in my mind the most of what I got the most out of a Nintendo console. My first console that I got the most out of, rather. going online. And
Oh yeah, yeah.
I loved Splatoon. I still love Splatoon. Splatoon 1, 2, and 3 are amazing, amazing games. Story mode's great. The online play is fun. It's addicting. It's challenging. It's everything that I would have wanted from like an online Nintendo style game. And I'm sad that all of that content from Splatoon 1 is pretty much gone at this point. Like,
Good chunk of it, yeah.
you'll be able to play the story mode if you have a Wii U, but like that's it.
Yeah.
That's it. You have any like big memories for Wii U Online or 3DS Online?
Oh yeah, I mean I could go on with a lot of those. One being Splatoon. I've never been a big online focused guy, especially at the time. I just get frustrated where I'm like, I don't have time to become an expert like have these people, and it's just, it's fun for a little bit, but you get your butt kicked like 10 times. It's like, yeah, okay, I'd rather just do something else. But no, Splatoon, I feel like kind of didn't have that as much as some other games do, and it's just fun.
Right.
So it really did get me into an online game for a good little bit. All three of them. I still go back to at least three. I usually stick to the newest iteration, but that one definitely caught me a little bit by surprise because I wasn't super interested in it when first announcement, but then I really ended up getting into it, including my wife along with me and some friends. So and then like I mentioned, Mario Maker, I've got a ton of hours and levels uploaded in that one. Gosh, yeah, and all the different little matches we got into on in 3DS for different reasons, and the Smash Brothers and the Federation Force even. I know everybody gives that game a hard time, but I like that game.
Absolutely. I avoided a lot of Smash Bros online because the input lag on the original like Wii U version of it was just very bad.
I only played it with friends. I don't play Smash Brothers online with random people.
Yep, the new service that they have in for current Smash Bros and playing it online is actually significantly better. Like it doesn't hurt my soul to go online and play on the Switch version, but like the Wii U version of that game is very hard to play online. But I'm with you. Is like I there are a lot of good memories. I'm gonna miss just being able to boot it up if I wanted to. Like that's the thing is while I haven't went back to do it, I'm going to miss booting it up and playing it. Maybe we should do some Splatoon 1 online on the stream here at some point soon in memoriam before they shut it down in April.
I can still hook up my GameCube if I really wanted to. It's there. It doesn't just disappear because Nintendo says it does. So, but it's not really the same with this online stuff. This is sort of new territory. We've experienced it with the Wii, but yeah,
absolutely,
kind of how that works.
Absolutely. Then diving into some more Nintendo news, Nintendo announced the Legend of Zelda Orchestra concert, a free concert. It was originally supposed to be this and the Splatoon concert, I believe, were supposed to take place at Nintendo Live Tokyo. But they announced that the Legend of Zelda Orchestra concert available 2/9 Friday at 5 a.m. Pacific time. For those of us here on the East Coast, that's 8 a.m. Eastern time. And it's a little bit early. Yeah, like it's a little bit early on a Friday, but that being said, it'll be available on their YouTube channel. As far as that goes, you can catch that concert at your leisure, but you can watch the full pre-recorded performance directly on their official YouTube channel on the 9th. And in conjunction with that, the SRL stage management posted that the Deep Cup concert previously scheduled for Nintendo Live 2024 Tokyo is going to be held on the 10th. And that one will be posted on official YouTube channel as well. They don't have a time for that one, but I would imagine it's probably going to be around the same time that Zelda gets uploaded. I don't know if you've ever watched any of the Zelda concerts live. I haven't went to them, but I've seen them online.
Me and my friend Zach, I don't know if he's on here right now, but yeah, we went to the one in Pittsburgh in like 2011 or something like that.
I'm so jealous.
It's the only time I've been to Pittsburgh. Like we made a special trip just to go see it because we're both big Zelda fans. So it was pretty awesome. Not gonna lie, I wish it would come closer to here. I know everybody hates West Virginia, but come on, it never has come close outside of Pittsburgh when we made that very special trip for that. But obviously, I haven't been to a Splatoon one. That's like a Japan thing.
Yeah. Now the Splatoon ones. Well, let me backspace a little bit here before I get into the Splatoon one. The Legend of Zelda ones hit me in the feeling so hard, especially hearing that swelling orchestra arrangement of any, like there are several songs that just kind of hit in that heart where I almost want to tear up hearing them. And I don't know why. It just makes me feel a certain type of way. But the Splatoon ones, dude, they're hype. They're so hype. Like, and I cannot explain if you've never seen a Splatoon concert live. It's so funny because it's like these big gigantic holograms of the main idols and this room of people getting so hype for these fake animated characters up on stage.
Very Japanese thing.
And they got their glow sticks and they're just going and it's like, I mean, it is beyond hype. And I like my kids love those concerts. Like we've watched the Splatoon 2 concert. We've watched the Splatoon 1 concert. They did do another Splatoon 2 concert as well that had a different set of songs for the set list. But like they get so hyped for that just as much as all those Japanese people in the video do. And it blows my mind. And I'm excited for this because I haven't had a new one and I love the music from that game and I'm going to get hyped too. Me and the kids, we're getting up at 8 a.m. We're going to rave, dude. Like that's what I'm doing on the 10th.
Out, kids.
Yes, dude. Blow out those glow sticks, man. But I don't know. It's super cool. And it was cool to see all of that get posted at the same time. 2 really good concerts back to back. But from one Splatoon thing to the next, they also announced that the side order DLC was going to be coming out on the 22nd as well, which coincides with Princess Peach Showtime. And that's crazy to me that they're doing that. Like, I don't know why they're doing that at the same time, but if it's anything like you've seen with the Splatfest stuff and the events that go on, like a lot of times those things start a day early for us, like Nintendo Switch Online, they'll post that it's coming on a specific date. That's Japan's date. So we might see.
Peach comes out March the 22nd.
March the 22nd. You're right. I'm an
Mario
idiot.
and Donkey Kong is like February the 25th.
You're right.
So it is
My
like
bad.
right before that one.
I'm living a month
I think
ahead.
You might have even said that before, and I completely
forgot.
I was like, wait a minute.
What do I pay you
dumb
for?
one. No,
You're supposed to keep me on the straight and narrow, Joshua. But no, okay, well, never mind. So they've got this coming out, not Princess Peach Showtime at the same time, which is good. That's good news for you people out there. So March the 22nd, not February the 22nd for Princess Peach Showtime. But this trailer was a little bit weird. Like it was just a redo of the original teaser that they did for Splatoon 3 that was in the direct when they teased it. And then it fades out to this like glitched out, like phased out background. And then they're just saying, okay, February 22nd, you're going to be able to get your Splatoon 3 side order DLC, which I'm excited for that DLC, like quite a lot. It's like that roguelike. I think it's going to be a roguelike. I don't know if it's going to be a roguelike or not, but I know it's a roguelike or a roguelite style of play.
Like the Splatoon 2 DLC. If you played that campaign that came with it, that was really good.
It was so good. That Octo expansion was so good. I loved the Octo expansion. I'm hoping this is more along the lines of that. But it's neat because it looks like you're restoring the world with color. You've got all these color swatches that give you like specific power-ups as you're going through it. They're introducing a couple of new characters. Side order.
The DLC.
Yes, out on the 22nd. Super excited for that game. Super excited for that DLC. So
to add to that one, I believe it was in Splatoon 2. I think it was the last one. Splatfest. Wasn't there like a Chaos versus Order one? I think it was. I think this is some of what this is based off of, actually. If I remember right, like I was on Team Chaos. I'm pretty sure we won that one. So I think this sort of ties into that, like they did with the Splatoon 1 Splatfest into the Splatoon 2 story and things like that. I like how they actually made that matter. And I'm pretty sure that's where this is going. I think it has something to do with Order. So, yeah, I just thought that was a cool little additional thing with it.
I'm excited for it. Are you going to be picking this up on day one?
Oh, yeah. Yep, I'm ready for it.
You've actually already got the... I forgot you mentioned that you've gotten the pass. I did not pick up the pass because I was waiting until this came out to be able to pick it up, because the first part of the pass was literally just the Inkopolis skin for the lobby.
Like a smaller, yeah.
So
you don't get the arcade games back from Splatoon 1 even, or the local multiplayer or anything. So
what a waste. What a waste, right?
Good.
I do too, man. Like it's one of those things. I'm hopeful that we end up seeing quite a bit more with Inkopolis. I'm really wanting what I really want, and what I was hoping they were going to do with that DLC for Phase 1 was bring the story mode from Splatoon 1 to the Switch, because you can play the story mode for 2 and the story mode for 3, but you can't play 1 because it's locked into the Wii U, and they didn't do that. So I don't want to dote on that too long, but like it's one of those things. I want that. I want that. Then, do you know about Pal World? Do you know about Pal World, Josh?
No, of it. I have not got to play it because I'm pretty much just a Nintendo dude. My laptop is garbage, so I know of it.
I've played a lot of Pal World.
You know more about it than I do. I have an opinion about the controversy around it, but yeah, go ahead.
I've played a lot of Pal World, and I really like Pal World. I like Pal World a lot. Now, I'm not going to deny that it is not, it's more along the lines of like survival crafting, kind of exploration style, as far as that goes, style of game. Like that game is not Pokemon in any way other than the fact that you're catching monsters that vaguely resemble Pokemon from Pokemon games. But I can't deny that it's also like that survival crafting slop that you see from every survival crafting game that comes out. But the gameplay loop that I've played so far, I'm like level 14 in that game, is so addictive, and I've enjoyed the crap out of it. Now, that being said, there's been a lot of controversy thrown towards Pal World because of the Pokemon Company, of course, and the fan base that's there saying, hey, you plagiarized this, you've taken assets from that, blah, blah, blah. I can't speak to whether or not they've taken assets. I can definitely see some very strong resemblances to actual Pokemon in this game, but I cannot say that they straight up plagiarized. And here's the thing. Pokemon Company went out of their way to make a post finally. Now, they didn't name Pal World, but they did say this. We have received many inquiries regarding another company's game released in January of 2024. Obviously, that's Pal World, okay? Right. We're there. But we have not granted any permissions for the use of Pokemon intellectual property or assets in that game. We intend to investigate and take appropriate measures to address any tactics that infringe on our intellectual property rights related to the Pokemon. We will continue to cherish and nurture each and every Pokemon and its world, and work to bring the world together through Pokemon in the future. Signed, the Pokemon Company. Here's my take on it. These pals that are in this game vaguely look like Pokemon. Vaguely look like Wish brand Pokemon. Like, that's what it is. So I don't think they have a leg to stand on when it comes to the lawsuit.
Sewage.
I'll eventually get there to something.
Not what that word means.
The sewage of Pal World and their developer. But I don't think they have a leg to stand on, because you really can't trademark bunny with pointy ears. You can't. And here's the other thing, right? So here's the other thing. I think that Pal World is good for the overall diversification of Pokemon as itself. Pokemon has sucked for the better part of the last 10 to 15 years. I said it. And the reason I say that is because they have done the same pump and dump style, just like regurgitation of Pokemon every single year. And then to top it off, the last game was so riddled with glitches and bugs and just like absolute asinine levels of low effort put in. This company came out of nowhere, put out a game that's half the cost of what actual Pokemon is, with a thread of a team to be able to make a game that can compete with Pokemon as a whole. And I will tell you, the moment that Power World started getting the traction that it did, Pokemon finally started posting on the Nintendo Switch page about, you've got this raid coming up, you've got these mass outbreaks. I noticed that.
It was constant.
Yep. And all I want is for the Pokemon company to learn from this independent development company. And I'm not even out here rooting for the success of Power World. There's a lot of other controversy about AI usage in their previous game and various other things that are out there. What I am rooting for at the end of the day is for Pokemon to learn how to make a better game. That's what I want more than anything. So, all that being said, what are your feelings?
I haven't played the game, but from what I've heard from multiple people, friends, even a cousin of mine there, and heck, even some people I work with at Chick-fil-A that mentioned it. It does seem like a very fun game, and I feel like saying the whole game is a copy and paste of Pokemon is a little bit ridiculous. That would be like saying Sonic copied Mario when the first Sonic came out because it's a platformer.
Mm-hmm.
And I almost feel like this may even be more different than those two. But from what I can understand anyway, so I don't see any problem with that. The only problem that I know of that I've seen, and some of it does it really bad with how similar some are. Like I can't. I'm a fairly decent Pokemon fan, but I can't remember all the names, especially for newer ones. Like there's the sheep one, and there's this one that looks like Lucario and stuff. And it does. Some of them look exactly the same. Like they probably could have made these look a little different.
Yeah.
I don't know why they thought they could just kind of get away with that and somebody not notice. That seemed a little dumb, but I mean, other than that, I do hope it kind of maybe is somewhat of a wake-up call to the Pokemon team because they still have a lot of good stuff to work with.
They do.
There's good stuff even in the newer games. It's like they just think they can just throw out a turd and it'll still make millions.
Mm-hmm. I just want them to.
I even like stuff from the new games. I really do. I think some of it is in a good direction. But I know they can do better, especially with as big as the name. You know, they're a huge company in the world. Like they should probably be doing something a little better than what they do.
I mean, the thing is, I think there's been talk about how their development cycle works, and they try to bring in new faces for every iteration, right? So like there's a new team every time they make a new Pokemon game. And there's a lot that I do like about Scarlet and Violet. I'm not going to backtrack on my statement here. Yeah. I think Pokemon should do better. With the amount of money that they have, they should do better. Oh, yeah. But like there's a lot that I like about it. I liked the 3 routes that you could do in the latest game. I liked the fact that it was open world. I liked the ability to play with your friends kinda. In this game, and explore the world.
Like I said, it was closer.
Yeah, but it is so obvious that they did not want to innovate in a significant way because of the graphical glitches, because of the way the game played, the bugs, the issues that plagued it, the fact that it was still very much a Pokemon game at the end of the day. And I don't want that necessarily to change, but I want an expansion of that beyond turn-based. Legends Arceus was a good step in the right direction, I thought. And I was like, oh, that's going to be interesting. That this is going to be something that we see them do different. And then Scarlet and Violet came out, and it's kind of that, but it's also still very much the original Pokemon. I don't know. I want to see them put more work into it.
I don't want to go into it, I guess, too long because we could maybe have an whole episode on Pokemon. But yeah, I do feel like it definitely needs some refining. You know, like especially when you get your team. They've made some changes over the years to like experience, you know, with your whole team and all of that sort of thing. But I just feel like you get to a certain level and you're just sort of like repeating the same thing over and over again. You're not really getting anywhere. Mm-hmm. So I do feel like there's something missing there that they need to sort of go back and expand upon it. Or let it evolve, so to speak, right, for lack of better words.
Right.
So, yeah.
I think Calamity Nolan in the live chat here also kind of brings up a good point. They don't need to spend more on game development, which is a relatively small part of their transmedia franchise, is what he says in the live chat. I understand that they don't need to, but I think if they want to maintain the foothold that they have, I think innovation is important for them as a company. And that's all I'm asking is innovation, and make a game that actually runs on the hardware they're making it for. That's really all I want from them. But you're right, Pokemon cards, the anime, movies, plushies, toys, the bigger portion of their empire is continuing to make them money, and they don't have to only focus on the games, but the games exist. Right. And if you're going to put them out for people to buy and to be able to enjoy, not this third-rate level of development that I know that they're capable of so much more. So, and I think it's fair to levy that complaint against Nintendo. So, that being said, Nintendo shows off some co-op Mario and Donkey Kong gameplay. And it's here on Twitter. They didn't really do anything with this on the YouTube channel too much, but you do see, you get Toad, you get Mario, and those are the co-op characters, which I think is an interesting choice. Like I don't think I expected Toad to be the co-op player in this game.
Right, you would think it would at least be Luigi or something. It kind of seems like an obvious choice. But...
Poor he's too busy trying to build his mansion empire at this point, you know. But I am excited for that game. I am very much looking forward to a GBA remake. The Game Boy holds a very special place in my heart, and I really love the Donkey Kong into the Mario versus Donkey Kong franchise. And when I say Donkey Kong, I mean the arcade style. I really like that. But and it's not that I dislike regular Donkey Kong either. Let's not get that twisted. I left that open for interpretation, and I want to clear that up real quick. But Mario versus Donkey Kong looks really, really cool. Comes out on the 16th, 2/16/2024. So co-op trailer looks cool.
Yeah, I mean, it looks kind of simple. I mean, it's a remake of a GBA game, but I think that'll be great. I'm looking forward to, especially some of the additions they made. There's I think a couple new worlds and things to it, new modes that they haven't got to talk too much about, and a co-op that I'm pretty sure my wife that is watching knows that she's going to get roped into playing. So,
sorry, Danielle. Not really, but sorry.
She liked Portal 2, so we love that one together. So it'll be good. It'll be a good one.
There we go. Absolutely. And then that goes into, we talked about Joy-Cons earlier, but we're going to be talking about them again because Shovel Knight and Yacht Club team announced some officially licensed limited edition controllers that are coming. They're limited to 1,000 pieces. They're open for pre-order until 2/29 or until sold out. The first set is the blue and yellow set featuring Shovel Knight and King Knight. On the back, you can see Shovel Knight. On the back, you can also see King Knight. But that's not all, folks, because there is that second set that is available as well. If I can just close this. Thank you. Featuring Plague Knight as well as Spectre Knight. And the front of these are green and red, which I really like. And it kind of makes me wish we got a Mario Luigi set. Again, to copy Emperor Goombessa in the live chat here, Green Mario shafted again. But I really think these are sharp. They're very cool looking. As far as price point goes, I haven't even clicked the pre-order, and I just now added them to my cart. They're $165 for the standard set. And and I say standard because it's Shovel Knight, and $165 for the Plague Knight and Spectre Knight set, respectively. So these are expected. Insane. That is very expensive, but those are expected.
They're really cool. I love Spectre Knight, especially like his story and stuff, and I like that set. And I think they come with a pin or something too, don't they? I can't remember. But that's really neat. But
they come with the
charge that much for Joy-Cons this late in the game.
Right. They come with the 1.7-inch enamel pin. You've got gold Shovel Knight as well as green Shovel Knight. Cool, and I think those are part of a bigger set where like you can link them together. There's a 2.5-inch enamel pin. And you can link the regular like 1.7 enamel pin into that to create this like super big 2.75-inch enamel pin when combined, which is cool, but those are pricey. I should have clicked on the price before I even talked about those on here. I didn't even know. I'm having sticker shock just now.
When you first clicked that, I thought that was them together. When you said like $160, I was like, oh, together? That's a lot. But then I was like, oh, it's one. That's ridiculous.
Twice the price. Each controller set comes with a stainless steel authenticity card, though. In case you wanted it. So, stupid cow in the chat. Do they come drifting already, or do you have to work them in?
You have to pay extra for that.
Oh man, that's what you are paying extra for, actually. Oh man, that's so bad. That's so bad. I really want those though, but I don't want those $165 badly. Zelda producer. Moving on, without even talking about those anymore, because I can't. That's so expensive. Long rumored Zelda World at Universal Studios seems like a sure thing after a hastily deleted video of series producer AGA Onuma at the park. This comes from Games Radar. They posted about AGA Onuma being there. There was a tweet that was about him. The tweet that's in there, this is the video, a screenshot from the video that was in there, featuring none other than AGA Onuma and
right there in the middle.
Shigeru Miyamoto-san. So, like, I am super stoked, and that kind of adds some fire to the flames. Some flames to the fire that we talked about a couple of weeks ago, where Zelda was rumored to come just as much as a Pokemon section of Nintendo World is rumored to come to Universal Studios. I'm excited. I really want Zelda Land to be there. And like, I know Josh is like, yeah, Donkey Kong. But like, I'm over here screaming, Zelda! Like, let's do this. I asked.
They should just have a whole Nintendo theme park, is what I want.
They
should. Don't need to mess around with all this Universal stuff and everything else. Just make the whole entire thing.
I don't know why they're not doing it. I don't know why they're not doing it
for years. I mean, this is part of the way there, so I'm excited.
It is. It absolutely is. And it's nice, you know, they're not having to take the financial backing on this. It's all Universal Studios taking the financial backing. So if it flops, and it's not going to, but if it flopped, they wouldn't be at any kind of risk for it other than devaluing their franchise IP. Who knows? But that's exciting. I am excited for that. You know, the other day, by the way, before we get off this Zelda topic, my youngest son, Lando, he told me that he wants to go get his ears pierced. He's 4. We're going to wait. We're going to wait a little bit. But he said he wants to get like 5 piercings in each ear. And I was like, oh, that's a lot. And I said, do you want to have any tattoos? And he said, yeah. And I said, what's going to be your first tattoo? And he goes, Legend of Zelda.
Nice.
And I'm like, all right, let's go. I'm 1000% behind it. Let's go.
Like, well, you can't get the piercings, but we can get you to get a tattoo.
Yeah, right. We'll go. I'll get it with you. We can each get a piece of the Triforce. Me and my 2 sons. I'll be wisdom. They can be courage and power. It's fine.
Okay.
But I'm excited for it. I think Zelda at Epic Universe is going to be cool. There is some more Epic Universe news that happened too. And that was the announcement of all the areas at Epic Universe, along with some concept art. I'm not going to play any of these videos. These are available on Theme Park Insider. But the reason that I'm featuring this is not only because of the fact that, I mean, you're getting Celestial Park and the Wizarding World of Harry Potter and the How to Train Your Dragon location, as well as Universal Classic Monsters themed Dark Universe. But they released some concept art. I'm going to zoom in on this a little bit because it's super tiny on this screen. But some concept art of the gate. It looks cool. Like, it looks different than what you got at Universal Japan and Universal California.
Well, I think this is to match the other ones. If you look at like the Harry Potter one and whatever else was on there, they're all kind of like that big arch looking thing.
Yep.
Yeah,
Which is
I'm cool with that.
But the main reason we're talking about it is because there are 3 things that are basically confirmed. While Universal didn't confirm the attractions in the 4 lands today, trademark applications and planning records indicate that we're going to be seeing these 3 rides at Universal Florida. Mario Kart Bowser's Challenge, which I figured was a given. That's their main like big attraction.
The big one.
Minecart Madness for DK.
Yeah, no, that one's the one I'm most excited about. That one I've waited 30 years for.
And then Yoshi's Adventure, which, from what I understand, don't they have, like, from what I understand, there's like some pretty severe weight restrictions that are on that one.
I think I've heard that in Japan, but they can change that up. I've seen things changed from Disneyland to Disney World. That's essentially the same ride, but they can change the car and things up enough. You would think that sounds mean. They'll probably address that. I would assume anyway.
That's fair. That's fair. I was kind of taken aback by the fact that Yoshi's Adventure is coming because, like I said, I heard the issues at both parks for Yoshi's Adventure with weight restrictions. I thought I may have been wrong. Wait, Yoshi's Adventure isn't available in California, is it?
No, it's just in Japan.
That's right.
Right now.
But I'm happy that Florida is getting it, and Courtney and I are already planning our Florida vacation. So like it's going to be exciting. So but you guys can check it out. There are full breakdowns of all the different areas that are at each of these parks in Epic Universe. It's really cool.
What Zelda will be. Like if it's going to be a ride, like a dungeon of some sort you go through. And I mean, not to get into all those, but I know we had seen rumors of like Luigi's Mansion, which sounds awesome.
Yep.
And Pokemon and stuff there. So curious what that'll turn into or where.
You know what I would like from a Zelda style place? I would like a puzzle room, escape room, interactive escape room with your magic band.
For that, yeah.
And I think that would be really, really cool. But that being said, there is really 2 more pieces of news, and we're finally through the news for this episode. This mega packed episode for Nintendo stuff. The first thing out of the last 2 here, F-Zero 99 getting private lobbies, secret tracks, and more. And this was as of the update on the 24th. Private lobbies have been added. To utilize them, you set a game mode, set a 4-digit passcode, then join the lobby, and players with matching game modes and passcodes can meet in the same lobby to race. Secret tracks have been added. They will occasionally appear in F-Zero 99. Maximum level and skill rating for players have increased, and they added a badge that can be used to customize pilot cars. All of these patch notes can be viewed in the 1.2 update directly on the customer support page for Nintendo. But I'm happy about the private lobbies. Like, I don't want to race against 99 other people, but I think it'd be really cool to get like a group of 8 to 10 people in a room. Sure. If I have 8 to 10 friends who want to play F-Zero with me.
I never have anybody that would ever play this with me. Hardly. This sounds bad, but no, I'm very glad it's there, and maybe we can do something with our group or something like that with it, because definitely feel like it's worth your time. It's a pretty good little game.
Yep, I heavily recommend it. And then the final news piece here, and this goes on to add to our existing rumor mill here. Nintendo's next Switch coming this year with an 8-inch LCD screen. This was available on Bloomberg. I'm not paying to read this, but what I will tell you is that there is an analyst for Omdia called Hiroshi Hayase, and he stated that Sharp is releasing an 8-inch LCD screen for this system. The notable piece here is that Nintendo has ordered 14.9 or 6, I can't quite remember the exact number off the top of my head, but 14.6 or 9 million of these screens, which would indicate from a business standpoint that we will see when the Switch 2 successor, whatever it will be, Switch Advance, Super Nintendo Switch U Deluxe, whatever it'll be called, when it launches, it will be 2/3 on day one of what PlayStation put out in PlayStation 5's the entire first year of manufacturing. That is a huge win for us as gamers, because 9 times out of 10, when they do this, that's one of the reasons that GameStop can convince you to put down $100 on a system, on a pre-order. We may not have to worry about that so much. 14.9 million units going out on day one is an insane number, and I'm really hoping that's accurate. And an 8-inch screen, that's like a half an inch more of more real estate than what we currently have. So
yeah, no complaints there.
No, not at all.
It's odd that it's an LCD screen to me after the OLED.
Yeah,
but
I think we bemoaned that last week too, where we were like, LCD, are you serious? It's going to be hard to go back. But I think an LCD screen will be fine as long as I can get one, you know?
Yeah.
And I think that's it. Did we make it through the news? We made it through the news, Josh.
I mean, that was it. I mean, what was that, over an hour? So yeah, main topic along with that would have been a little iffy.
Oh my gosh. Calamity Nolan, let me help you out there, because he is trying to share with us the non-paywalled version There we go. I added him as a mod to the channel real quick. So, you can share that, link now. That being said, non-paywalled version, clicking it, it's pulling it up, archived today. Thank you. We can go back there real quick so that way I can show the non-paywalled version. Expected to double in sustained demand for amusement displays. 30 million units in 2027. 2025 up to 20 million? Holy cow, that is extreme. That is a lot. But Nintendo's 7-year-old Switch has sold over 132 million and approaching the end of its life cycle. The company's been tight-lipped about any potential successor. Sharp, which I mentioned, is supplying the LCD panels. And they're owned by Foxconn. Let me see here. I'm trying to find the other piece of that. The 14.6 or 9 million.
Like the group in Metal Gear? Am I completely off base on that?
What's that?
Never mind. That's in Foxconn. Isn't that group in
Oh
Metal
my
Gear?
God.
Or am I completely off base on that?
That's so
Something
funny.
like that.
That's so funny. But that's the big piece of news from that. So we do have upcoming releases. We have 2 sections left in the show. We've made it. We have upcoming games. Josh, I think you should talk about the upcoming games because I've talked about a lot today. Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no, hang on. Let me get to the upcoming games because I'm way behind on my links where I clicked that link. Okay, I'm there. Now we're going to screen cap. Here we go.
So we have got 3. The first one up is Eastward, Octopia.
Octopia.
So Octopia. So this one seems to be a little more of like a what am I trying to say? Like a Stardew Valley version of Eastward, from what I can tell, like a farming kind of deal. Now I've never gotten to play Eastward. I've wanted to. It looks like a pretty good game from what I can tell, from what I've heard. Yeah, it's funny enough. I just kind of realized, of course, this is made by Chucklefish, so this is all starting to make a little more sense. Didn't put those pieces together before, but yeah. Now, is this more of a new game that you know of, or is this more of like an expansion? Would you say, or
So from what they're doing, essentially there is a standalone version of this DLC that's available that you don't have to have Eastward itself. But the game is like a parallel universe to the original Eastward. All the familiar characters are there, but the main Eastward story did not take place in this version of their world. So you play as John and Sam, settled into this farmland, building up their society, very a la Stardew Valley. I am so excited for this game. Eastward, I've talked a lot about it on my own channel, and I've talked about it quite a bit on here too, but this game means so much to me. Like, the writing hit just the right way. Like, the story beats were really, really good. I got super attached to the characters because of the way they were written. But basically, imagine for the main game, Eastward, imagine taking Earthbound and mixing it with like a Legend of Zelda top-down exploration in kind of a world that's parallel to like the Last of Us universe, with a sprinkle of Dragon Quest in there. And that's the kind of game that you get out of the first game. Eastward Octopia, standalone DLC, parallel universe, super weird. The Switch version does require the base game to be able to be played. It is beautiful, and I'm so excited to play this. Like, I am going to be playing this on stream tomorrow night, or day after tomorrow, I believe.
and it looks good. I don't know what else to add to that one. I'm just kind of watching it as we're going here, but you can definitely tell it very much feels kind of Stardew Valley. It's actually not a bad price. It looks to be $5.99. So
Yep, super cheap.
there's that. Now, the next one here, I am going to not say correctly, like, not that I ever say anything incorrectly, but it is, hold on.
Let's hear it.
Jiu-Jitsu,
Mhm.
Kaizen, Cursed Clash. There we go. Okay, that wasn't as hard as it looked. I got scared at first glance. So it is $59.99, and it is coming out February the 2nd. It is, Yeah, again, man, I feel like I don't know my stuff today. I'll get it with the quiz. I'll make up for it. Now, this looks like a fighting game that is based off of an anime. So there you go. That's my take on it.
Listen, Bandai Namco does one thing and one thing right, and that is put out a game for every single anime title franchise that has ever existed. And that's about it.
Usually fighting games?
It is always a fighting game. It's like 9 times out of 10 always a fighting game for these anime titles.
Maybe they're good. I you know.
Like, I love the anime on this. Like, I love the anime. And
that's cool.
The manga is great. But this game, like, it's so, like, it just looks like the shovelware. This game is the NBA 2K of freaking of anime. Like, they literally put out the same game just with different character rosters over different franchises. And it's frustrating because I just want them to do something good and substantial, and there's no substance sometimes. Am I interested in this? Yeah, but I'll probably just watch gameplay. I don't expect myself to buy this, but it looks cool.
Like those 2K games, it'll be like $3 in a few months anyway. So
I keep my fingers crossed.
Next year.
Absolutely. You know, Bandai Namco does seem to do that quite a bit, unless you're like buying some of their standalone JRPGs. If they're an anime game, like, they go on sale quick. So I may be able to pick this up at a quarter of the price.
Oh, well, we got one other one here. It is Project Downfall, and it is, well, you got to put in the age verification.
Yeah, they've got to make sure that I'm old enough to look at this.
It is $23.99 on February the 2nd. Now, this one I think looks pretty cool from what I have seen earlier. If you check it out some there, it is a first-person shooter. The style on it, though, is what really catches my eyes. I don't know. I hope it's more than just style. You know, I hope there's some good substance there as well. But yeah, you mentioned it kind of reminds you of the look of like Miami, or what is it?
Hotline Miami.
Hotline Miami, yeah. I can totally see that. So I'm fairly interested in this one to see how it turns out.
I am too. It looks neat. It's got this very like visually striking style, and I love games that like experiment a lot with that, because most of the time they'll stand the test of time. Like this game, like, it looks good now, and I believe it will look good in 20 years. Whether or not the substance is there for it to continue to look good and actually be worth playing, like that's really in question. But it looks cool.
That's the important part.
It gives me some cool, like, first-person shooter, like old-school shooter kind of vibes, mixed with horde mode style stuff, and it just like a very cool,
like the original Doom.
Absolutely, dude. So, like, I'm excited for it. That one's out. When is that one out? Did we say the 2nd?
February the 2nd, Groundhog's Day.
Yep, so, and $23.99. Not a bad price. Not a bad price. And that guy does look just like John Wick, by the way. That guy does look just like John Wick.
He's wished John Wick, but
no, poor guy. Poor guy. Final segment for the show. We are going to be diving into a section of the show that has yet to have a title for the longest time, and that original title, I'm going to say it one last time: In Memoriam, R.I.P. TDINHGG, also known as This Day in Nintendo History Guessing Game. So we're going to go into that. Once we make the jump, we're going to get into the show. Welcome to the part of the show we are going to be calling Histowii. Ooh, will you play with me on Histowii? Finally, a real name. In this segment, my co-host Josh must try to guess a game that was released this past week, but not this week, years ago. Based on a trivia, a screenshot, and a random sound effect / song. Josh, you as my resident nostalgia nerd, do you feel like you have what it takes to guess the game tonight?
Oh yeah, I'm not worried. I've done pretty good so far, so I'll probably get it by screenshot. Let's see.
Okay, well, I wish you luck, because I have upped the ante, and I have tried really hard this week to stump you. My goal is to make sure that Josh doesn't add any more Josh points. There's no more Josh points.
Do I get to buy something with these things? It's,
you get to buy pride.
Slowly getting up.
You get to keep pride. So that being said, audience, I'll ask, if you are watching this live, feel free to comment your guesses in the live chat. If you're catching it on YouTube, put it in the comments before we end the segment. Clue number 1 is going up on the board, and it is a trivia question. And clue number 1 says, published on January 28th, 2002. No, my apologies. That should have been 2022. I put the wrong year on there. Published on January 28th, 2022. This game featured 5 biomes to camp, explore, and research in.
You know me now. You're shooting for something I'm not familiar with. Okay.
Okay. So that is clue number 1. Apologies on the typo there. It is supposed to be 2022, not 2002, as a reminder. So published on January 28th, 2022. Your screenshot I'm going to send to you in our Discord chat here, and then I'm going to reveal it to the rest of the audience. Screenshot coming at you now.
Okay.
You have any guesses so far?
Maybe. There was one game in particular that I really wish I would have played that I didn't.
Okay.
And you've mentioned it this show.
Okay.
I'm leaning towards that.
Okay.
But I'm going to wait. I see something up in the top left there, too, that really has kind of caught my eye. So,
okay.
We'll see what the sound is. I know what I'm going to guess, unless I think of something else.
Your final clue, and it's coming to you in the chat. Final clue coming to you in the chat, and I'm going to play it for the live audience now. Okay. I will play it one more time for the live audience.
My phone didn't like that.
Do you want to catch it on the actual stream?
All right. I can get it anyway. I think I got this.
Okay. Are you ready to lock in your guess?
Brent, as you said that, I started to change my mind because I thought of something else. But let's just go with it. I've done well so far. I can take a loss. I'm gonna say it is. Let me think of the full name. I think it is Pokemon Legends Arceus. Is that correct?
Okay. What would be your next guess?
Hey.
What was the other thing that you were hung up on?
Oh, that's something else. It's the little red thingy up in the top. It looks like one of the crabs from Pokemon. The mushroom thing.
I'm not saying you're wrong. But I'm also not saying you're right. I'm just curious what your other guess would be.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. There's another, like one of the No, it's not really a Xenoblade game. That thing obviously looks cartoony. I'm looking at its foot, super zoomed in.
Okay.
It almost looks like the Porky things from Mother 3. You know what I'm talking about?
I do know what you're talking about.
UFO things. I know that's not what it is.
Joke's on us. It was 2002 GameCube Earthbound 65. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Let's get you off of that hook. We're going to do the game reveal now.
Get ready to experience Pokemon like never before.
Okay. Wait, this isn't right.
A world of adventure awaits in the
Yes, it
land
is
of
right.
Histowii.
Okay.
Congratulations, my friend. You have gotten it right. It was Pokemon Legends Arceus for the Nintendo Switch. I apologize for the typo in the trivia. You have done exceedingly well, my friend.
I haven't even played this one. It looks good.
This game is amazing. Like, when it came out, it was the way that I wanted Pokemon to be played going forward. Like, I loved the way they did this adventure. It took, and this is what I told everybody, Pokemon Legends Arceus takes Pokemon from the I want to be the very best to actually the gotta catch 'em all Pokemon style game. It is so good. I heavily recommend it. We need to make sure that we queue up. Whoops, let me invisible that. We need to make sure we queue up your next points on the board here. if it will let me.
Rowlet in that game, I just realized that's like one of my favorite Pokemon.
Yep, they had Rowlet. They had Rowlet. Who are all the Pokemon, chat? I cannot remember Pokemon choices in Arceus. They had Rowlet, Cyndaquil, and Oshawott. And God is a cell phone. Absolutely, Calamity Nolan in the live chat. So we've got your points updated here, my good sir. You've done an amazing job. I want to put the challenge out there, though, because what we would like to do on the show at some point is do a trivia-style competition show where it's not just Josh guessing every single week. Congratulations to chat, by the way, guys. You all did so good. They got Arceus instantly. Like, it was instant in the chat.
I don't know what the biomes were. I'm not familiar enough with it. But then the date, I remember it coming out in January for some reason. I think because I was just really tempted to get it. And I never did. But yeah.
The big shout out does go to Shiny Bird in the chat immediately, by the way. As soon as that was revealed, she questions, is it Arceus? So very good job. Congratulations, chat. Congratulations, Josh. Getting another Josh point on the board. We'll see you around next week for the next issue of Histowii. Let's go back. We're going to say goodbye to the people. You ready to say goodbye to the people?
I don't know. I've kind of enjoyed it here. I don't know if I'm really ready to say goodbye. Just hang out here for the next few hours.
But I don't want to go.
No, I need some sleep.
Oh man, it's been a good show.
You can tell how awake I look. I probably need some bed. So,
you do look awake. You look amazing. So much quiet. Are you going to say goodbye? Are you going to wrap us up? You really don't want to go. Well, listen, that wraps up this episode of Nintendo Rewind. Josh, where can they find you?
They can find me on Threads, of course, at Whopper744. Like most places, they can also find me on Twitter or X or whatever at Whopper744Games. And Instagram is also Whopper744. So
thank you so much. And you can find me over on Threads. That's where I mainly post my musings. And on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, all the other social sites that people frequent and use at Nerdwire Plays. You can find me over on my own channel, over on twitch.tv/Nerdwire Plays. And that'll take you to everything. There are link trees in the chat, in the live chat here. You can go check out all the stuff too. Easy peasy. And you can find Josh at Chick-fil-A Absolutely Shiny Bird in the live chat. You can find him there 3 to 4 days a week, depending on what day of the week it is. But you can catch all our episodes in audio form on Apple Podcasts eventually, maybe. Who knows? I don't know yet. Videos on YouTube at youtube.com/@the Nintendo Rewind right now. And join our Facebook group at facebook.com/groups/Nintendo Rewind. It's a little quiet over there from time to time. So if you guys do go join
over there.
Yeah, somebody go post. Tell us about your day. Tell us about your gaming loves. Let us know about you as a person and a viewer and be a part of the community.
Go do it now. Go do it right now.
Yes, 1,000. Actually, you know what? I think we've got this. There's a link to it right there. You can go straight there. And then really, I have one other thing I want to tell the people about. On Friday, this coming Friday, the 2nd, we're going to be doing a Mario Kart 8 DX Deluxe game night with everybody starting at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. There's an event in my Discord, and there is a event on the Facebook page. You can RSVP either way there. I hope that you guys come back and watch us and visit with us during that day. We are very close to hitting our affiliation on this channel. We'd love to be able to get some money to be able to hopefully upgrade Josh's equipment. And a good way to support us through that would be through your subs and bits and stuff. But we can't do that right now because we're not affiliated. We have no monetization on this channel. So goal is to get Josh's stuff upgraded so that way we can have an even better show. But come and hang out with us Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you guys so much for watching. And we'll catch you on the flip side.
See you later.